Yo, internet, what's happening? Welcome back. We're just we're getting down with this this F150 engine project. We'll get to the transmission when the time is right. But now I'm going to show you what intake manifold I'm going to put on there, and put on the power by the hour accessories, put the oil pan back on, new oil cooler, all that stuff. I already put a new oil pump on it, or not an oil pump, but a water pump, as you can see. Had one laying around, is a little fresher, we'll say. It looked like the old one was weeping anyway. So yeah, let me show you kind of what I assessed. I believe I covered in the last video, but and the manifold I'm going to put on. Well, I thought I was gonna get lucky. I had a second gen Coyote pan sitting here, but it has this little fitting down here for oil level. This one does not. Must use a sensor to plug the, I know this pan was for the Fusion, and that sensor or the plug is now in the Moroso race pan that's in the Fusion. And so I just cleaned up the stock one. Cleaned up actually really well, and the gasket did not survive. I usually reuse these, but this thing must have been living in the desert too long, and when I tried to peel it off the pan, it just broke in pieces. So I'll get that installed, but let's talk about this manifold that's sitting right there. So we got this manifold that came off the motor with the throttle body. Awesome. But you know, this is a truck engine. Truck engines come with truck manifolds. We are putting it in a truck, but this thing is kind of ugly, and I'll reuse the throttle body to clean up that bottom dirt, as you saw. And the injectors, you know, have however many miles they have on them as well. So we're gonna use something else. So what I got here is a 18 and up intake manifold from the Mustangs. It does have injectors on it. I'll obviously have to reuse the rail, no throttle body, but it's gonna save me a little bit of time because this thing's a little grody underneath. The gaskets are in nicer shape, and it already has the 3-letter lockouts on it. You can also zip tie those things. So this thing actually came on the motor, or came with it, with the motor that is now in that car, but that one has a Boss manifold. So let's bolt this thing up. We'll take the injectors out, because we have the top injectors don't have top of the injectors don't have any O-rings. And then place this thing on the engine so that it can at least look pretty while I'm waiting for, I gotta go pick up the gasket from Ford and the oil cooler. And then maybe I'll go grab the power by the hour stuff that's sitting in the actual truck. All right, so pretty straightforward there, guys. There is one thing on the 18 manifolds. If you don't use the 18 and up filler neck here, you do have to clearance this out. This was already pre-clearanced, the intake manifold. So they make this portion shorter on the 18 and up, so you just got to get that outlet if you don't want to modify your manifold. But it does make taking that off in the future a little more difficult, because you're gonna have to pull the manifold. Just an FYI. So I'm gonna make this truck engine look a little bit better with that 18 manifold, won't you say? Yeah. So I'm gonna clean up the valve covers and throw those on, along with the fuel rails, and those injectors probably have less than 60,000 miles on them, so I'm definitely gonna reuse those from the manifold that I've had sitting around. So let's get after it. Dragged the box of goodies out of the truck. I already disconnected or unbolted the power steering pump from the power by the hour bracket. Cleaned it up a little bit already. And I was looking at my alternator that came with this bracket, and I was like, yeah, something's not right there. But luckily, I hoard parts, got a spare alternator sitting there. So this will bolt in place of the alternator. Once the this thing decides to focus. Oh, it's working so great today. There we go. So it's gonna kind of sneak in there and bolt up to that, and then the power steering pump will bolt to that. I'm not gonna bolt that power steering pump on it because I'm hoping to just leave the power steering pump behind when we pull the cab in the engine, and then bolt it on in place so I don't have to drain any fluids. So I'm gonna get this bracket on there, and then we'll start talking about the alternator stuff. All right, yes, we skipped a little steps as you saw last. Got the fuel around there, put the covers back on, cleaned them up. Whoa, coil covers on, new oil cooler and a filter on, and the coolant tee. Pretty basic stuff that I felt like we didn't need to go over in depth. But what I do need to go over in depth is this power by the hour alternator bracket. I got the alternator on there on the correct bracket and the correct orientation. And now I need to basically delete this boss and make the ribs basically come almost flush, like maybe to where that radius of there stops. Chop this off, chop that off, so that it can fit in there. Now I was talking about earlier was I'll probably just measure the belt that I have that's 6-ribbed and just get a 4-rib version, or maybe the stock F150 will work, because this alternator is actually just replacing this tensioner or this idler. So it might work. I might just cut that one down to 4 ribs and see if it fits. If it fits, great, then we'll just get a new one that's 4-ribbed. So now I will show you what power by the hour wants, and I'm gonna see if I can replicate this cover to do just that. And then we'll see how it fits and see if I do need an adapter for the throttle body, because they did mention that in their instructions. All right, straight out of their instructions, you can see how much this thing gets whacked. So I'm gonna use a little mini Sawzall that I have, a little Milwaukee M12 guy, and get most of it off, and then use a flapper disc to get rid of the rest. Engine's all sealed back up, so I will also use a vacuum cleaner to keep the dust out. And also you have to, maybe it was up a little bit higher. Yes, grind that off of there too, so that also will clear everything. So pitter patter, let's get at her. I'm not even done yet, but I can tell you this kind of sucks. This pad here looks like it is just enough, but it's also hitting this little tab here, so I have to take a little bit off the face of that, because you can see a little air in there. Obviously I haven't taken that boss off yet. But I think because they designed this with a 6-rib, it might have to take as much off as I thought. Anyway, we'll get back to the grind and then see if I can't mock it up with a belt. But that's gonna be hard to do because I don't have an AC compressor on here yet. Which I don't have a spare of, which I used to. Sold it on eBay, a Coyote one anyway. So I'll be able to put on the power by the hour bracket on there anyway, and I won't be able to test this thing out as far as belt fitment, but it'll be on there and looking good. So let's get back to the grind. All right, when I thought my grinding life was over, I cleaned everything up, and now that standoff is clear there, can't quite get it all because this is hitting. You can just barely hear it. So you really got to get flush with that. Kind of cut there. Nothing's gonna get past that. That's beyond there. And as you can see, this one is further in than any belt will be. So we're good besides that one X-idler pad boss, so bummer. I guess I'll finish that and then bolt this on for good. All right, I'll show you guys this for reference. This is like probably a 1/16 of clearance between that pulley and about how much you need to do. Also noted on Power by the Hour's instructions, it looks like maybe it's Mustang covers that have another rib here that goes below here. It's similar to this one that you have to grind out here because the alternator would have definitely hit that. They have you take this all the way off. I only had to take probably 1/8 of an inch or so off of that. And I'm gonna put the tensioner on and put this on and then show you what it looks like. Oh, this is exactly why I wish I could have went with electric steering, but it is what it is. So on the alternator side, I can see why they want this to be flush. As you can see, probably not gonna be able to get a belt over that. So I'll have to just maybe loosen the nuts up when you put on a belt. But the real trouble began when I started mocking this up just to see what belt was what. And with this power steering pump on there with their bracket, the stock tensioner can't go on. And what really kind of breaks my heart more is that any way you configure this, the belt's gonna rub on that cooler. So I'm gonna have to get a Mustang oil filter adapter, or yeah, that's the only way I'm gonna be able to do that, which is even more of a bummer because then I can't use stock F150 hoses for the lower without modification. It's annoying, but I'll get a hold of my boy Christian. Hopefully he can square me out. I'm pretty sure I have to go Mustang on this. I'm really confused on the tensioner here, but I'll let you know the answer faster than I'm gonna find out. Meantime, I'm gonna see this throttle body situation, see if we need an adapter to clock that. Maybe I can win there. Let's get this off of there. Oh my goodness. Well, that's one battle won. I guess with the AT manifold, maybe it clears, or it's a revised bracket from their instructions. Again, let's find out what that is about. All right, got the AC bracket on, got a belt on there. That won't get put on until basically the cab comes back on the truck when we swap it, so that all looks good. Now I put the tensioner on. Actually, like opened the tensioner or held it when you put a belt on and stuff to get this on, but noticed that the pulleys don't even align. So still don't have an answer yet because it's really late and Christian lives on the East Coast. We're in mountain time, so I'm hoping to have an answer in the next scene. All right, internet. Talked to Christian at Power by the Hour. I got way ahead of myself on this. In short, should have gotten the Mustang timing chain cover for this thing, because even after looking at some pictures, this sticks out further, ribbed here, and then Mustangs have an idler here to avoid all that. And he said, once this is all set, that this should clear the oil filter. It's a big time bummer, but you kind of get the gist of what you have to do to, do all the accessories here when you use the Power by the Hour speed drive. So covers like 120 bucks might cost through wholesale Ford. So that'll be here in a couple days, but that's kind of where this video is going to end because now I'm at a stopping point on this guy, but obviously not in this video, but I'm ready to bring the truck in, not to swap it, but start getting a lay of the land of the wiring harness. So besides that, I have no one else to blame but myself. So it leads me to believe, so the Fox has all truck engine timing chain cover and all that, and it has the power steering over here because it doesn't have AC, and then I just use the truck's alternator. So I never had privy to knowing that the alternators were different. I would have known that, trying to put a Mustang alternator on here. Most likely, not totally sure, but we'll get this thing dialed in and it'll have a nice new cover. And it'll look about as good as a truck engine can get, I would say. So, yeah, progress is progress. That's where I'm gonna cut this video to be done. And stay tuned, because maybe the next time I'll show a little surprise I'm gonna try with the truck and see what happens. I just got a pedal today, so that'll help me in that little endeavor. And a local yard has a cooling fan because there's a million of these trucks out there, so it's another $100. And I will do a cost breakdown once this thing's all said and done and running and driving, so you guys stay tuned. And you do that by hitting that subscribe button and get that like button, the old clickarooski, and we'll see you next time.